Hello, everyone. We are just few hours away from the new year, and everyone is thinking resolution. Some of you already have your resolutions for the new year. Are you resolution oriented, goal oriented, or mandate oriented? Hey, in today's live, in today's video, I wanna offer something different, a different approach to enter in the new year. And hopefully by the end you will know that maybe it's better to choose a mandate rather than a resolution. What's the difference between the two? Stay tuned, you will learn. I'm Judith Glory, and I can't wait to say Happy New Year. But before wishing you my best wishes for 2026, I wanted to invite you to do some kind of reflection on how you are approaching the new year. Sorry for the tone and everything you see on my face. I've been struggling with technology to work. I'm glad I'm here, and I'm grateful for you still here despite all the busyness of the last day of 2025, the time you're taking to watch this. And I want to ensure your time is valuable, that you get value for the time spending watching this. So essentially, this video is for you, a leader, an executive. You're responsible for a team, for a remit. In couple hours, you'll be committing to the goals that you have been assigned, you and your team, for the new year. And I feel like asking you, what's your plan? What's your strategy to ensure that you report progress, you make a successful report by the end of March? How would you demonstrate that you started Q1 with powerful results? I feel like stopping and allowing you to just let that question sink in. What do you have? What do you stand on? In couple hours, that will be 2026, and you start to run with the goal, with the assignment, the transformation, the project, the sales, the numbers you need to make. So what do you have to ensure with certainty that by the end of Q1 you have a successful report? If the answer is vague, well, I feel like telling you the board or the leadership that gave you that mandate, they may not want to have a vague answer. So in today's video, I invite you to reflect and have something to offer to help you secure that successful Q1. So, Judith, essentially, I want to share with you to help you reflect on your approach. Are you having a resolution approach or a mandate approach? What is a mandate? Because we are used to talk about resolution, my resolutions for the new year, or the plan, or the remit. That's the vocabulary we are used to. But there's a caveat to this, because sometimes a lot of leadership plan, leadership development, even coaching programs are based on feeling. There's no data, there's no solid foundation to confirm, there's no solid foundation to demonstrate that at the end of Q1 you have results. Now Julie seems to be distracted because, as I told you, I had some issues struggling to get this live up, and I'm receiving messages, so I'm kind of lost. So just bear with me. I'm sure if you follow before the end, you will know at least one thing that you will do to ensure by the end of March you have something to demonstrate, to show, to prove that you've made progress for Q1. So I'm inviting you to reflect on, are you having a resolution or mandate approach? Seems like there's been a lot of trouble to get this going, but I wanted to do this before the end of it. I am seeing an error even at the VA date on the date. What's the difference between a resolution and a mandate? Well, resolutions are wishes, mandates are math. Resolutions are wishes. What do I mean by that? I don't know where you're coming from, but in general, we will hear at the beginning of next month, all the gyms, a lot of gyms will be filled with a lot of people. I want to lose this many weight. I ate so many sweets, a lot of chocolate during the end of year. I'm committing to 5 days a week to the gym. I have the resolution to eat better, to drink better. These are resolution. It's like I wish I have the intention. And I feel like asking you, looking back at other years, how have you been successful in keeping up with your resolutions? Are the resolutions enough to make the things happen, to make those intentions come true? Hey, think and be honest with yourself. Do resolutions work? Have they been working for you? Now imagine if you are on a high stakes executive role. The resolution this year, I don't know, maybe is to improve the culture, is to transform, is to improve the sales, is to will that resolution be enough for you to actually report your leadership to the board, to see suite that you achieve that? I was about to say mandate. So you see the difference. Resolution is kind of an intention, but the mandate is something written down, a commitment with dates. In general, when you have a mandate, some key things you can write this one down: dates, numbers, ways to measure progress. And a lot of leadership development are kind of very vague. So, one thing you want to do to ensure that you start 2026 strong is to turn from resolution to mandate, because mandate has some key important point that can help you track numbers, date, what needs to be done by when. And if you feel like it's complex, I just simplify it for you. What will happen for you by March 30th for you to be able to say, well, I'm successful in Q1 for my mandate? If you don't have all those details, hey, use the link below. I'm live now, but after the live, I'll put the link for you to go and book a 15 minutes assessment. We just check your mandate to ensure you have all the details, but ensure that for whatever you need to achieve in 2026, what dates? How do you measure progress? And most important, how would you demonstrate to those who gave you the mandate, to those who gave you the role, those who gave you the assignment by March 30th, that you did it? That's the way, that's how you transform. You move from resolution vague thing to a real mandate that you can track and report progress. And again, as I like to say, at leadership level, senior leadership, if you are part of an SLT team, a wish and intention may not be enough to demonstrate you are doing it. So resolutions or wishes, mandates, and math numbers. And the next thing is a lot of there's a high cost when you are operating on resolutions, because there's a lot of things that are not clear. It's not clearly defined. How can you measure and communicate on the performance? And there's a lot of feel, I think. How do you really evaluate that you're doing it in such a way that nobody can fight? Maybe you've heard this saying that says, well, emotions, they change, but nobody can fight facts. Facts, number, data, it's essential, it's important. And that's also why a lot of leadership development programs are very costly, because as I've been told a lot of time in my coaching work, the leadership things that are very abstract. Well, if you're watching this and you are a coach, what are you doing? How do you respond to this kind of comments that clients do, that you hear a lot of time in your coaching work? Oh, leadership thing is abstract. You can demonstrate, you can turn from abstract skill development to actual impact, number, dollar value. It is essential. And that is how you will stand out as a coach. When you don't just live in the abstract level, you move from abstract to concrete. How you do that? Mandate, not resolution. Mandate is the way to go. And as I was saying, ambiguity, uncertainty, staying in that soft level, abstract level, it's costly. hey, if you're watching this and you're an HR person and you have to wait, if by March 30th you cannot really report with number, with facts, how your leadership development program is getting resolved, you are gambling the money of your company. Because you're just betting that maybe it will work, maybe the assessments, maybe the leadership training. Have you noticed there's a lot of maybes here? There's a lot of maybes, but it is possible to move from, okay, that leadership training or assessment into, yeah, I know that our leadership development, our program, or our coaching is getting results because. Find a way to find that because. And if you don't know, I'm offering 15 minutes audit to just check to help you identify those things you can track that can help confirm your leadership initiative, your mandate, your assignment, you're running well with it because it's data that can speak about the impact you are having. It's too costly. It's too costly to just operate on unknown and feeling. And that's why I'm offering here to consider an opportunity that can help you get the certainty. And I simply believe that if you will lean and stand on feeling, in couple hours you will jump into the new year with the new remit, the new assignment, the new thing you've been put in charge of. And as you're entering in the year, you really don't know what you will stand on to report on the change, on the transformation. Um, you will be driving. It might help to stop and think and reflect, what can I stand on? One example I wanted to share was from an organization in Europe. They wanted to position Antwerp like a business place. That was the goal. Instead of leaving it a general thing, okay, we want to be a business center, a business orbit in Europe. What does that mean? And they choose things that they will track. There were some data that they were tracking, amount of money being invested, how many people were investing, how many people were working. Have you noticed again that I'm talking math here? So it is essential to be able in your mandate, in your role, in whatever you want to make happen in 2026, to be able to identify clearly what you would use to track, to measure what data can be collected, data that will tell the story of progress, that will tell the story of success, that will say that you are actually delivering on your mandate. This is what differentiates resolution from mandate. Oh, I have the resolution to exercise. I want to lose 20 pounds next year, exercising this many times per week, doing this. You see, it's more concrete. Because I have date, because I have numbers, because I know exactly what I'll be doing, it's easy for me to track weekly. Did I go 2, 3 times? Yeah. Did I do push up weight? As you tracking, you can see the progress you are making. So, if you are starting the year, as I say, in couple hours, we'll be saying Happy New Year, and maybe starting Monday, you start to do things with your team. Is your growth, is the success of your Q1 based on feeling or data? I think I will leave this question here for a couple minutes. Is it feeling? How do you know? How would you demonstrate or communicate the progress that you're delivering on your mandate by the end of March 30th? If your answer again is feelings, it's too risky. It's too big a risk that I will not advise a great leader like you take with your role, with your reputation, because it's subjective, and feelings they change. Especially if you're also working in a company with a lot of political games. You may have someone in front of you that will, oh, I feel you did it, but when you are in the meeting with all the other leaders, your feelings have changed. But they cannot do that switch if there are numbers saying that you did this, you delivered that. And another level that I want to add now, even if you have numbers, even if you have data, what is the source of that data? Is it internally? Is it something that just you can say, we did this, or your team? Are there some external players that can confirm the data you want to use to prove how you're doing on your mandate? These are some of the things we can help put in place with you. In fact, um, on the week of January 12th, there are a couple leaders who say yes, they really want to be sure they're telling a story of progress with data every 90 days. So in the room, we have two founders, we have people from Pharma, we have VPs, we have directors, and they are committed to tell a story of progress backed by data. Hey, if you are watching this and you're still not sure, why not join this cohort? There's still, I think, 3 spots available. So I will be sharing their progress. You will see what I mean by getting clear on your assignment. You will hear how they manage to show the progress, to identify the key things and the progress they are making. Hey, if you are one of the participants to the core, don't worry. The story will be shared in such a way, in the respect of the confidentiality, to ensure that it's all about the challenges, the how, not about who. So nobody will know it's exactly you. But I thought maybe it could help to share who is participating so that if you're watching, you can see that, hey, you want to start your business, you are a promoter, you are a director, you are a VP, or you are in the same industry. Even as people like to say, oh, I'm back office, I'm just support, I'm not selling. And it's hard for me to identify what to track. I will be sharing the story of this leader so that you see that no matter the industry, no matter the type of work, the type of role, if you are admin or support or sales or IT, you can get clear on what will demonstrate delivery on your mandate. You can get clear on the key data to collect, to gather, to communicate to key stakeholders so that they can see and everyone can see from outside that definitely you're delivering, you're crushing it on that role, on that assignment, on that remit you have for 2026. So if you want to join, we'll be happy to have you. And yes, I'm saying here that, well, I feel is not enough. Internal, if you and your team, you're providing the data at least is good, but it's still use of reporting. But if it's from outside, another team, other people, other stakeholder, is more valid because it's other people saying you have delivered. So it is possible to remove the guesswork. Sometimes people tell me, oh, Julie, the environment is very uncertain. We are in a view cohort. Absolutely. So even if there's uncertainty and ambiguity, my invitation, a reflection I have for you is, what is certain? What certainty can demonstrate you're making progress? And what can you put in place to gather and communicate that to the key stakeholders? Because that's the way to go. What can you put in place to gather those key information and report to stakeholders, those who gave you the job, those who gave you the mandate, the board, your leadership? Data is solid, and you can fight a lot of political with data, not with feelings. So how about entering the new year having a plan to tell the story of progress, to tell the story of I'm delivering, and I'm really offering the 15 minutes mandate is just for another pair of eyes and ears to hear what you already got. With you as a partner, with you, help identify ways to solidify your plan if you have a plan. And if you come in that call and it's feelings, well, we will move from feelings to some key things you can collect and report on. And if you already have some data you're tracking, we will find a way to verify the source of that data. The 15-minute mandate is free. I really want to partner with you to ensure that you start the year having a solid plan to demonstrate you deliver on your mandate. Hey, just a couple hours from now, we will be shouting Happy New Year. I think I'm not going to wait a couple hours because I'm not sure I'll be connecting again before. So before I forget, I really want to wish you a happy, successful, fruitful, a very great and exceptional year 2026. Wanted to take the time and remind you, are you entering this new year with resolution or with a mandate? A mandate has commitment, dates, numbers, math, with something you can track to show your progress, but also to show that you deliver on your mandate. So if there are still some holes in your strategy, feel free to use the link to book a call. Let's do that. Let's partner and stress test your strategy for 2026. Yeah, essentially wanted to share the people I already have in the board for the executive protocol that starts on the week of January 12th. And as I said, I'll be sharing with you how they are making progress. You will hear about those leaders. And if you can still join if you need the value for those who will be part of the protocol, well, they'll be clear from month one. By the end of January, anyone participating in the protocol will have their plan. They'll be clear on the single most important thing they need to deliver in Q1. They'll also have a plan on how to achieve it with measurable things they can use to track. This is January. And by February, you will hear about the progress and the feedback they're getting and how the insights from the actions are helping them improve the action they're taking. You will hear about the strategies they're putting in place to accelerate, to even go faster. And by March, you would have the report of that success. You would also learn, which is an important thing I want to share here, what they learn in the first quarter that can help them continue to deliver on their mandate, even without a coach. It's one thing that is included, one thing for which I've received feedback again and again, those who coach with me. I call it legacy system because as we walk through the protocol, you learn to learn. You learn to learn like based on the foundation put in place. What are you seeing? What are you hearing? And how you can learn from what is coming out from the action so that you can continue and improve your system, what is working, even if a coach is not there. It's not for no reason that sometimes, well, people may say they want to coach for a year, but after 6 months, we reduce the frequency of coaching sessions because the plan is there. They know what to do, what to track, and how to know how they are doing. So those who will be part of this protocol, they'll also learn that. And by the end of the protocol in March, not only they will share the data showing the progress, but they will have a system that they can continue to use after the protocol. Well, curious to learn more, use the link below, the link that will be added after this live. Or in the short to book that 15 minutes or to ask all the questions you may have. Well, I think I'll go here. I went overboard. Couple of sessions made available for the audit. I think I explained what the audit is. I'm not going to drag this unnecessarily. We'll end this by saying, well, I wish you all the best. It is possible for you to start the new year, start quarter 1 having a plan, knowing exactly how you are going to report progress and success by the end of March 2026. You want to know how? Hey, just book a call. Let's just talk about it. You think what I shared, you might need it, you can still join the cohort. Until then, looking forward to see you either in that 15 minutes to test your plan, your strategy, or either seeing you in the executive protocol. Until then, well, I wish you all the best. Receive my best wishes for 2026. It was Judith Glory, and as usual, it was a pleasure sharing strategy tips for you to be effective and grow in your leadership.